Well, I've been at IIM Calcutta for almost 30 years now, and I think that one of the questions that people often ask me is, how have students changed over the years? How have they changed in terms of how they manage their careers, in terms of the choices they make for placements, and things like that. And when I look back, I look at, say, about 25 years ago, I think that one of the issues that students sort of focused on in those days was that they looked for jobs based on the role, based on the kind of work that they would be having to do, and to some extent they also looked at things like organizational culture. My sense was that students in the old days were somewhat relaxed about placement. They were not really very tense about what kind of organization they were getting into or what kind of job they were getting into. It was almost like, okay, let's go and try it out, let's see how it works, and then we'll move on. I remember, many students saying things like, I want a company where the culture is, one where I get a lot of freedom and autonomy, just like we have, freedom and autonomy at IIM Calcutta. And very often people would identify a company as a company that had an IMC culture, and many students would want to join such companies. There would be large numbers of students who would want to join such companies because they felt that they would get that kind of freedom. In those days, I didn't see too many people looking at things like international exposure or things like location as an important factor in their decisions about careers. And I guess that was because at that point, not too many students really went in for international careers, and maybe the economy hadn't opened. People didn't talk about global careers so much at that time. So I think that those were the kind of concerns that students had. What kind of job I'm getting, what kind of organization is it, what kind of people will I be interacting with. Those were the kind of issues that people seem to focus more on. If I talk about today, if I look at students and how they manage careers today, I would say that before I discuss their approach to their careers and how they manage them, I would like to set a context to this decision making or these choices that students are making. I think life has changed tremendously over the past 27, 28 years. If I look at the context today, I think that there's much higher levels of uncertainty that students have to face in managing their careers. So if you look at the uncertainty, one kind of uncertainty that we can very quickly identify is that there are a number of organizations which are closing down, desks in certain investment banks that are closing down. So students have to deal with the uncertainty of, one, maybe losing a job. You get a pre-placement offer in summer from a company, and then suddenly you find that in the final placement that company either no longer exists or doesn't have those kinds of offers for the student anymore. So the student has to reinvent himself, to re-examine what kind of other choices that they need to that they have to consider. So that's one kind of uncertainty. Another kind of uncertainty is that you find that very often students take decisions based on the kind of jobs their seniors got. So, for example, if a student has decided that I will look at companies that came last year, say in the retail sector or in a particular kind of sector, and I would like a job in this kind of organization based on my inputs from my seniors about how they enjoyed working in a particular kind of role, they may find that in the year that they are passing out, those companies do not come for placement, or that those kinds of jobs are no longer available. So there is the other kind of uncertainty that I may have planned to do something based on past experience, but in today's context I'm not getting those kinds of opportunities or offers. So that's another kind of uncertainty that students have to face. Besides that, I think besides the issue of uncertainty, I think another very important factor that is now very important for students based on two counts is salaries. So if you look at students today, I think they are much more concerned about what kind of pay package am I going to get, what are the kind of salaries that we're going to get from a particular organization. And again, I think that this concern for salaries comes from two kinds of issues. One, I think that over the years, there has been a lot of media interest in the kind of salaries that students from the IIMs are getting. And I think that that has, in a way, put the sort of spotlight on the kinds of salaries that students from such institutions draw. So very often when people are looking at joining an IIM, there is a kind of anchoring or a kind of benchmark that, okay, these are the kind of salaries that students from such institutions draw. I should also be able to get these salaries. So that creates some kind of an expectation that I'm going to get these high salaries that the IIM students seem to be able to garner for themselves. The other issue is that parents also, I think, get into this kind of assumption that our children, once they get into an IIM, their lives are made in terms of the kind of salaries they're going to command. So, I remember in the past, around 27 years ago, one of my students came and told me that, ma'am, I'm feeling so ashamed. I'm going to be getting more money in, in a particular organization than my parents get towards the end of their careers. And the student, she was feeling very apologetic, and she was saying, I'm not going to tell my parents my salary because I think that they'll feel very shocked that I'm getting such a high salary and they're not going to feel very comfortable about it. So in a sense, she was not very she felt that her parents were not going to die of happiness, that she was being overpaid in a sense for her job or for the kind of experience that she had. Whereas if I look at how students respond today, I remember one of my students coming to me and telling me that, ma'am, I got this job with this company, and as soon as I rang up my parents, the first question they asked me was, okay, what salary are you getting? And when I told them my salary, they said, what is the average of the batch? So they are very tuned to, trying to understand whether their child's job is really commanding, the right kind of salary. We've invested in your education, you've gone for 2 years to this program. Are you getting enough money out of it? So in a sense, parents are also putting pressure on children. I know that, people keep talking about these $200,000 jobs, but the reality is that there will be very few students who get that kind of salary, and therefore it's not that everyone would get it. So I think that salary has become an issue. There's a second reason why salary is important, and that's because many of our students today come to the institute and they have to take loans because the fees have increased. And given that one has to take a loan, I think it's very important for students to look at their ability to repay these loans. So a lot of students look at what will be my take home, will I be able to repay my loans in 2 years, 3 years, things like that. So again, I think salary becomes an important issue based on some of these issues. Okay, now if I look at what are the ways in which, if I look at how students are taking decisions relating to their careers today, I think that I see two kinds of trends. The first, let me talk about the trend that upsets me a little first. And that is the trend where I think that because students are dealing with uncertainty, one of the tendencies that students may sort of have is to actually follow the herd, to actually succumb to peer pressure and try and take jobs that everybody else is taking, in perhaps the hope that these jobs would be jobs which are high growth jobs because everyone seems to be attracted by them. So my sense is that somewhere salary and the fact that many students are going for a particular kind of career become a kind of proxy for opportunity. The sense is that maybe there's opportunity in this area because so many people want such jobs or value such jobs. So that could be one kind of reaction to the uncertainty. Let's do what everybody else is doing, hopefully we'll get it right. But the other kind of trend that I've sort of been noticing over the years is a very positive trend. I think I have found that in the recent years, students are dealing with this uncertainty by actually going out and trying to look at or identify what is it that I want to do. Anyway, the market is very uncertain. Let me look at what I would like to do. What do I have a passion for? What do I enjoy doing? What do I have an interest in? And they are actually trying to get more information about different kinds of jobs and to identify what it is that they would like to do. So in a sense, I think that the uncertainty in the past few years has led students to perhaps opt for more unconventional kind of careers. I think I've seen many more students taking up entrepreneurship. I have seen many more startups coming to our institute for placement, and a lot of students are very enthusiastic about joining small companies where they will be able to have a much higher learning curve, where they will be able to learn and perhaps utilize their skills in a much more risk-taking, much more challenging environment. And I think that they're enjoying the thought that they will be able to take up careers which offer them greater autonomy, greater opportunity, greater maybe challenge. And I think that that is very interesting. So as I said, perhaps the uncertainty in the environment is actually encouraging students to think about what is it that I like doing, what is it that I want to do. The environment is uncertain. I need to now carve out and manage my own career. So there is much more of thinking through the process of applying to different kinds of sectors or companies, and I think students are really doing a little more of their homework in trying to plan their careers, and I think that's a very, very good step. The other thing that I've seen as a change over the years is that today I think students are much more inclined to look for offers that give them international exposure. I think that students are much more concerned about trying to take up jobs in countries outside India, in companies which give them cross-cultural experience. I think that there is a greater focus on looking at location as an important factor in their decisions about taking up a job. So some students are focused on emerging markets, some students are focused on trying to gain experience in a developed market. But I think that location is also becoming an important part of this decision to about what I would like to do or what kind of offer I would like to take up. So if I look at what differentiates between students who take a more proactive step in managing their careers from those who in a sense get intimidated by the uncertainty in today's environment, I think that one kind of skill that I think is important and in differentiating between the two kinds of students is what I refer to as emotional intelligence. I think that those students who are able to manage uncertainty without getting upset, without getting stressed out, and are able to, in a sense, be resilient. If I look at what is important in today's world, I would say it is resilience. It's a very important skill. What is resilience? It's basically the ability to bounce back. It's the ability to reinvent oneself. It's the ability to look forward, move forward, to have hope, not to cry over spilt milk. And that is, in a sense, the cornerstone of emotional intelligence, the ability to bounce back. So I think that resilience is something that helps us to manage our life events in a more positive way. The other thing I think which is very important is the ability to take initiative. So to be able to go out and look for fresh opportunities, the ability to go out and search for more information. I think those of us who are willing to take initiative would find ourselves in a much better position in today's market than those of us who wait for the right kind of organization to come to us. Many people in the past thought that if I have joined an IIT or an IIM, my life is made. But I think today, we realize that it's not so much about, getting into an institution. It's also about what kind of an attitude I have about managing my career, about managing myself, about dealing with my environment. And I would say that initiative and resilience help us to manage our careers better. And both of these come from emotional intelligence. So what is emotional intelligence? Well, I would say that emotional intelligence involves three things. One, the ability to manage and work with one's own emotions, to use and manage our emotions effectively. The second thing that emotional intelligence involves is the ability to work with other people's emotions, not to get intimidated by their emotions, but to be able to help them to manage and to work with their emotions. And the third thing that emotional intelligence involves is, I think, the ability to manage relationships assertively, to go out and work at one's relationships rather than seeing oneself as a victim of other people's behavior or other people's emotions or anger or whatever. So it's about taking initiative, it's about going out and working at one's relationships. Well, to conclude, what would I like to leave my students with in terms of as a message? Well, I will say something that I've told a lot of the alumni who come back to me, as well as alum when they were in the institute. When I talk to them about what I want for them, I always tell my students that I want you to be happy. I want you to always look for what makes you happy, because you have one life and I would like you to live it well. And when I look at happiness, I would say that happiness would involve having meaningful work, certainly, having positive relationships, someone to love, something to do, which is meaningful work, someone to love, which is positive relationships, and also certainly to have a life beyond work. Because I think that work is just one aspect of our life. I think we need to be able to have a meaningful life beyond work. That is what gives us the balance, and that allows us to have a much more integrated kind of lifestyle. So that is what I would like to leave you with today. Thank you.